Welcome back to another episode of History Rewritten. Last episode we saw more expansion into the world, so we had people now in Scandinavia, in Britain, so Britain now exists. Iberia is entirely filled up now. I mean, the Algerian country have gone further into Morocco. We've got two new Greek countries, of which there were before Turkish countries, and we have the Sludge Nation. Yeah, I'm calling them Sludge Nation now, making it all the way to the Baltic Sea, and they currently control lots of Central Europe, and also this new country over here, but nobody cares. And going back to Iberia, where we mentioned last time, they filled it in. So now, there's this new country over here, and we have the purple team's colony and the blue team's colony. That's about to fall apart, because, I've been mentioning over the past few episodes, the purple team and the blue team really hate each other. Like, the hate, it's crazy. This is about as far as you can take hate. And finally, they have some disagreements over the border. I think maybe like some people go through it, or maybe there's like a farm that crosses both of the borders, like a town or something. Whether they just say something mean, or maybe something happens in the purple team. Probably like a combination of all these things. And eventually it culminates in them going to war. So, the purple team is going to be the one who has the war declared on them. The blue teams, they've got claims, they want to protect their stuff. And the purple team, they have to accept that war. But, I think if we look at some of the things, like the purple team, I would say, I have less of a population, to be honest. They definitely have less area. They have a stronger navy, I think. And they're very close. If you do a country ranking at the moment, red team definitely the strongest in the world. But number 2, I think it's probably a tie between the blue and the purple team, because they're just exceptionally close in their power. 3rd place would be the yellow country, and 4th would be the orange one. I mean, normally the green team might have either made it in 2nd, but since they got demolished, I think a few episodes ago, it's just not been fun being in the green team. So, yeah. Anyway, let's get the war started. Blue team troops are going to start invading into the southern tip of the purple team and quickly capture that city over there. Let's just get our colours up. Alright, so, worth mentioning, once again, blue team was the one who declared the war, so their stuff will be in red, or this reddish looking colour, and purple team's stuff will be in this blue one, for landers that they've captured. Anyway, so they begin to make a push up into the purple team, because the purple team is currently unprepared, and they keep on with this push, carrying with this push, and until they end up in a stalemate, because more people have moved from South Rome and the other cities. Oh yeah, asking about the city, this is random off topic, but you know how the city was founded by a man named Pete? We're going to add more lore to that. Because I was thinking, what could I name this city after a man named Pete? I named Britain. One of our most beautiful cities in all of Britain is Peterborough. There's about 10 McDonald's per square kilometre. It's not great. So yes, this city over here, this is the wonderful city of Peterborough. And yeah, I mean, if you're British, you do know the true hideousness of Peterborough. If you're not, go search up Peterborough, because it's not wonderful. But anyway, regardless, Peterborough now exists. So yeah, elsewhere, the purple team are going to make more advancements, such as in South Corsica, where they managed to capture another major city, and eventually capture the entire island because they go around the coast and just take it over. Over here in Iberia, they take over Majorca and Minorca, and they start a push into the purple team's North Iberian territory. So they go up the Catalan coast, and there we have that. It is worth noting, the other cool looking purple team over here, they're neutral. They have a good friendship with the blue team and the purple team, so they're not on either side. However, there might be some other countries who end up joining the purple team and the blue team in the war. So, if you think you know which countries those might be, comment. Add a comment and see if you're right. Why not? Anyway, so the purple team is going to manage to push back the blue team out of their peninsula, which was a bit of territory that the blue team claimed. However, it comes at a cost, as further up in this bit, the blue team is able to make a huge advancement and almost separate up the colony. So we have one side with this population, one side with this bit, and this bit's it's really free. There's Pyrenees Mountains, there's not much point being there when you can be on either of these coasts. So, yeah. It's not great if you're in the purple team at the moment, because they get absolutely decimated. However, the purple team does manage to push back in Corsica, as they're more concentrating now on the actual Italian bits of their territory, because that is their native territory and the bits that matter the most. Nonetheless, the blue team is still making advancements, so they go up against the border of the pink team, and they manage to separate both the countries. People are fleeing from this area in the purple team, going across the sea. However, lots of them are intercepted by these islands, which leads the purple team to go on a conquest further. They're going to go into North Sardinia now and start trying to just take out these people, because they were sending stuff over to the Balearic Sea. So this is the purple team captured territory, and then finally the purple team make a landing in Minorca, and that means they can send people there and they can make their way back to the purple team. However, after they shipped a few people over, the blue team turn their attention once again to the island and capture it quite quickly. There are more troops here stationed in this area, however, and this leads to the blue team's front lines on the purple team being pushed back considerably, and there are more troops coming from the island. As you know, some of them go back to Italy, and then they're supplied by stuff, and the people from Spain end up returning to the front lines to go and fight. So that's quite good of them, I suppose. However, purple team are now concentrating. Blue team! Oh my god, I can't do these colours. Purple team are now concentrating the western area, as it's just going to be so much easier to conquer, because there's barely anyone there. This dark purple team can't say no to supplying either of the countries, so they're kind of just being a bit behind the back, as the blue team's like, oh, you're our friend and you're supplying us, and they're like, yeah, sure. And then the purple team's like, you're our friend, you're supplying us, and like, yeah, don't worry. Of course, we wouldn't help the blue team at all. So, yeah, it is just their main way of survival, though, to be honest. The blue team manages to continue over here, and with this added attention to the western part, the purple team finally manages to retake Minorca and Majorca, so that's quite good. And over in Sardinia, which is now right on the edge of the screen, they push it all the way down until it's just like the major city area left. Oh no. Over in Sicily they make a landing right by this bit, because there's a major city over there, so that's quite useful. A few troops are drawn back from the western front lines over in Iberia, just so they can go help out in Sicily and defend on that bit. Because, now the blue team is kind of losing some stuff that's pretty important, because they did quite like having these Italian colonies. However, it does look like they might be losing some of those, so that's not amazing. However, another country may be joining the blue team sometime soon, so they may be able to retake these areas. The blue team is going to continue along the border of the purplish coloured nation, and they get all the way up here. So now this capital of, probably the capital of this big province area, is encircled by troops, and people begin to flee up the north into the Bay of Biscay, and then make their way to the pink team, who is, as I stated before, a major ally. Sorry. Why won't this cough go away? A major ally of the purple team, because it's the purple team people who ended up creating their ethnicity, and they've got the same religion, which I haven't actually decided on, because the purple team was made by pagans, but then they're just in such a place where they're influenced by so many religions. So, I mean, if you've got an idea of what the Italian religion might be, put that in the comments. That's probably an even better comment than who's going to help out this war. I mean, you can comment anything, as long as it's not wildly offensive. Anyway. So, the pink team is very inspired. They do feel like they might end up joining this war, as this major city ends up being captured, and morale in the blue team is extremely high. You know, like, look at this. If we do all the same colour, if they declare peace at this moment, doing incredibly well. So, yeah. However, they're not going to declare peace, because why would you? I'm sorry. No, coughing is not good in a video, but well, there's really not an awful lot I can do about it, so I'm sorry. Anyway, Sicily and Sardinia are fully captured. That seemed quite quick, but yeah. Malta's also taken, and the purple team prepares itself to launch an attack on Tunis and try and capture the capital of the blue team. However, troops being sent from this bit, because, you know, you have to defend this bit now. Like, all this stuff, no one's going to be able to get there until they get through these lines, and then you'll be able to send more people from Iberia and all this stuff to go and help them out. So at the moment, they don't have to worry too much about that, since they've captured all of it, and they can come and defend over here. So really, it seems like the purple team are not having a great time. However, maybe they can turn the tables. You never know. They manage to capture Ibiza, and also this random island. I don't think that's an island, I think it's an island chain, but oh well. And finally, actually make a landing in the blue team's Spanish territory. So they have one down here, and people don't really notice for a while, until it actually begins to destroy some provinces. Not destroy them, obviously, but it makes quite an impact on this bit. So it's pretty huge, and it's getting pretty close to, I feel like, the second biggest city in blue team Spain. This one in Portugal is probably like, it's not very big. It's just going to be all the Western Iberian people living there. But they really don't trade with anyone. Because, like, of course they don't trade with anyone. You know, they're trading with the Americans. Absolutely not. But I would discover America until, like, episode 20. Well, probably an awful lot earlier than that, but we've got a while until that happens, and everything gets absolutely changed. So, yeah. However, this war is about to get absolutely changed, as the pink team ends up joining on the purple team's side, obviously, and blue team is entirely unprepared for this. So this land quickly gets retaken, and maybe not quickly, but it gets retaken. And this is wonderful for the purple team, as troops can now push in from this bit against these front lines, as, you know, this purple team, pink team, is really absolutely carrying the purple team at this moment. So they've got all of this, and now they're separated. So this huge province over here is extremely worried. There's some really savage people in the purple team, and probably also the pink team, definitely. And they don't want to get massacred, because I feel like loads of death threats just coming to them. And they end up joining this purplish country, which also happens with a few other provinces over here. So we have this one. That's a pretty interesting concept, but it makes a lot of sense, I think. So, yeah. The capital bit is captured. And the blue team's kind of like, dude, it's cheating. It was like a one-on-one fight, and you're bringing the pink team into this war. So, they're really annoyed about this. Over here, however, they continue to make pushes up the coast whilst they're distracted with the interior, and they get all the way to the capital city of this area. So yeah, once again, the pressure is high on the purple team. The blue team has managed to retake most of the purple team's landing over here. However, it's not entirely gone as of the moment. So there's that. The pink team begins to push down over here. They're not a very strong country. They're one of the poorest countries in the world, but they're doing alright. I think a few purple team immigrants would have gone there, and possibly people from the dark purple team. And all in all, they managed to get down to the capital and push these guys back. So have this front line being destroyed, as well as this bit, and now the blue team's advancements into Italy, or the Italian territory at least, look pretty minor, to be honest. It doesn't look great for the Algerian country. Because, Italy's doing well now. This bit is restored, and finally it's basically how it was when it started off. The purple team is definitely doing a lot better, because they've captured all of those other Italian islands, like Sardinia and Sicily, as well as also Ibiza, which isn't Italian, but it is now. So, doing pretty good. However, it's going to get even better for the purple team, as they've successfully made a landing in the capital of the blue team. It goes around here, and they even managed to capture this other major city, and it's going dramatically badly. Just really badly over here. Purple team troops are rushing through Iberia at the moment. They go into the interior of the country, and there's like separatist movements and stuff, and they help those. So it's just really not fun for these guys. I think we might have a few more provinces leaving to join this country. Not too many, because these people aren't entirely entirely cowardly. So it's quite good. But a few more provinces are going to break away from the blue team, not to join this country, but to try and be their own independent thing. And we have some stuff occurring in the south. This is just really going badly for the blue team now. They're losing a lot of their population, a lot of their power, a lot of their money, a lot of their colonies and stuff like that. It's just not fun at all. Also, just Now, I think the person who's really benefiting off this is this purple Galician sort of country. They're just getting loads of provinces and stuff. Just doing really well for themselves. But yeah, as I was mentioning before, separatist groups. So we have one right down here. It's not that major, and it's a pretty small thing. However, it is still pretty worrying for blue team. There we go, I remember my colours. Because they have to deal with so many new front lines now. Purple team continues their push over here, and now there's even more movements breaking out. But instead of in the west of the blue team, it's in the east. So we see a region over here try and break away. However, they can call upon one of their allies, being this dark blue team, who manages to shut down the rebellion, and they help to supply things to the blue team, as the purple briefly manages to capture all of this, but they are pushed back, so it's pretty good for them. However, Iberia is just getting torn apart. Iberia is it's not quite the same anymore. The green coloured nation has gone all this way, and the purple country, this might not be a nation. I mean, who knows? Purple country have taken all of this now, as well as their other holding, of course. And then, in the end, this bit's split between them. There is another movement down the south, because it's the neglected Moroccan territory. It also joins the separatist stuff. So yeah, they're just really neglected. Everyone here is really poor because there's no trade over here. There's really no reason to go over here at all, unless you're trading from this bit to this bit. But yeah, there's just not that much point. So all in all, blue team, horrible day for them. And in the end, they have to surrender to the purple team. And you know, that was a really good thing for the purple team. I'm not going to sort out these borders yet, because the war hasn't ended. You see, the purple team have a load of troops over here, and there's a certain nation, somewhere in the east, who would love to grab up some of the purple team. Because, you know, they used to own rather a lot of the purple team, and they'd like to get some of that back. And of course, that nation is the lime team. Just as you thought. Remember when India controlled Italy? Only joking. It's the yellow team, of course. And the yellow team begins their advancement through the Alps, just to kind of show off, like I was mentioning before, they're doing a challenge, like a competition entering the Alps. So they go from the north, and the Italian team is completely unaware and unprepared to deal with this. And yeah, these two major cities are captured really quickly, and they manage to cut across to this bit over here. So the entire northern region is separated. So this falls really quickly. I think this is Elba, which is where Napoleon got sent. So that's quite cool. And they captured those islands as well. And it's just going badly. All the troops are sent away from here, which causes this territory to get snapped up by the separatist government dudes. So, I mean, if the separatist thing gets independence and keeps those borders, it's gonna be crazy. But also, everyone over here is forced to go to Italy as well. Like, practically everybody. Like, the old and the young, probably the only people left. So anyone under the age of 9 and over the age of... I mean, if you get anyone over the age of 60 at this point in time, that's crazy. Well, like, over the age of 50, has to stay there. So it's really not a functioning society there anymore, seeing as normally people die at like 40 or whatever, probably younger, from disease or just anything, just death. So that's quite fun. Blue team, kind of like unoccupied, but the purple team is never going to take that in the peace treaty anyway, because they just don't have enough power to do that. Sorry. So, yeah, just thought I'd mention that it's not the purple team continuing in their war, and and neither is this dark blue team over here. They're done in the war now. So these troops managed to push back the yellow team a little bit over here in northern Italy, but it's not amazing. It's really not amazing. They managed to push down further in the coast. They make a landing by this city. They even make a landing in Peterborough. This is how bad it's got. Peterborough's been taken. It's been captured. You know, is it a loss though? Purple team people are sent from Sardinia and Sicily and all these southern areas, and they even enlist people from the pink team to go and help, and even a few people from this purplish nation, as they manage to push back the yellow team there. However, the yellow team is going to do what the blue team didn't do, and quit while it's ahead, because there's a few nations out here who really don't like the yellow team, like the light blue team, the reddish coloured nation over here in Greece. The red team might not like them very much, but they're meh. The red team would like to have a little Turkey. That's the main red team ambition, but I don't exactly hate the yellow team because trade. So the yellow team quits whilst it has all this other territory, so it can gain lots of stuff from Italy. And now I have to draw up a really long-winded peace treaty, so let's get around to that. Shouldn't be that bad though, because I kind of have an idea of what I want it to look like. That is like a fork. A fork tail on a dragon, because that's cool. How well can I do that without making it look terrible? Oh, it looks terrible already. Nah, Could work with that. Really what the yellow team wanted was more cities, and bye-bye lake. I'm sorry, lake. Oh well. So, this kind of works for them. You know what, I quite like that. It makes the yellow team, not the yellow team, pink team, purple team, look horrendous. And you know what, life in the purple team is going to get even more horrendous. Because people return to this bit, return from the purple team, back to Iberia, and find their families starving to death. Now, if I had to go and fight in America or whatever, and I came back, I found my family had starved to death, like my children and my parents. I don't have any children, because I'm not old enough to have any children. But if I discovered that, I'd be, you know, just like a little bit livid, rebellious. So, it's understandable why the people in Iberia are feeling livid and rebellious. I think that's what I said, but I've completely forgotten. So, rebellion breaks out in this area as well, and people from the purple team, native purple team people, are forced out. It's kind of just like, get out, I'm also going to murder you. In which they probably do murder them a lot. There's just a huge massacre. Even people from the pink team are kind of sent out, although it's really not their fault, because they were also conscripted over there. And some other people are starving, but not that much, because their king kind of did have control over what happened to their people. So, purple team has absolutely no control over this entire area. So, we need to get another colour up now. What colour do I want to make this? Could do... There's choices. There's options. Got lots of options. I do this. That looks pretty cool. I mean... Yeah, I like that. Thing is, if I make all the countries colours that I like, I won't want to get rid of any of them. That's the problem. However, some of the territories over here are going to cede over to other nations, so we see like a Basque sort of area go to the purple, that's not pink team, and another bit go to this purple team, who's probably gained the most land out of anyone. That's a lie, without actually doing anything. So, maybe in a war you should do what these guys are doing. You know, just putting it out there. Don't be like Switzerland, though, because that's just kind of rude. So, there we go. And what is up to? Does not want to go to 300. That is the problem. I have a country here. 270, is that one? No. I can do that. That's pretty cool. I did not realize I could do that. This. That is the color it should be. That's quite cool. Probably going to save that other really cool color for later. However, yeah. Sorting out the rest of the peace treaty. So, we have a few new nations appear. And I'm really excited for that because normally we don't get loads of new nations. Today we might get 3, so that's quite exciting. Now, oh no. We're gonna need... does that work? That looks alright. Doesn't really. There you go. So, Moroccan country, down here. And they also have their own sort of colony in Iberia, which just worked out in the peace treaty, I suppose. Well, not I suppose, I know. Because I made that peace treaty myself. And we have another state appearing. I've just rubbed out their major city. Because I was going to make it their capital city. I think I remember where the major city was. I mean, there's always the undo button until we... There we go. However, some territories in this other separatist state are going to leave to go to the Italian one. It's not really Italian, well it is, but no well. Because I suppose it just sympathises with their ideas more than this one. Because people down here in what I'm going to call the Granadan country, they're aggressive as you could possibly be. Like, this is aggressiveness level 100. There we go. I might change their colour, I don't know. I feel like I want something more vibrant. I also like to tap on Ibiza. So, that's quite... yeah, that works. But what to do with these last final provinces? I'm calling them provinces, they're more like areas. You know, Canada's got big provinces. Why don't these guys have big provinces? So this is a relatively big country as well, and once again, giving more land to the guy who did absolutely nothing in the war, except for supply fuel. I think this person read like World War One or World War USA. You know how the USA makes its money during the war because it just like mass produces stuff. They kind of did that, but not entirely. Anyway, this is our new West Mediterranean. It looks an awful lot different, and that's pretty cool. However, this video is already really long somehow, so I did have a few other plans, and we're just going to speed through those. This is going to be a really long video, so I'm sorry about that. Rest of the nation goes up here. And we also see our terracotta nation go all the way to this bit, so that's pretty far. It's really far, actually. And they haven't got all the way to Scotland yet, because nobody wants to go to Scotland. As of the moment, at least. When they find oil, they're going to love going to Scotland. I don't think we're going to get any major cities down today, because I do want to try and keep this video short. I understand you're not going to want to watch, like, a 50-minute long video or something. So, I apologise for the fact that I've possibly made this a bit long. However, yeah, too many plans for today. Remember that guy who explored Norway? Making a colony now in Norway, because it's nearly the same level as the bit they've got in Britain. And they've explored lots of Scotland, so they're fine. Sludge Nation, they need to do their expansion, because these guys, they're like extreme expansionists. They love it. It is what keeps them alive. Just the idea that there's more land out there and there's absolutely nobody over here, which is entirely true. It's good, seeing as they used to think there was actually nobody out there for like a little while in the rest of the world. So there you go. Their borders look slightly hideous. They did look cool for a bit. For a moment, they kind of looked like a Triceratops before. But they don't look like that anymore, so that's a shame. Also, Lime Team. Loads of people have been moving to the Lime Team because it's India, and India's exciting and full of spices. Spiceland. So, we've got lots of trade happening with India because it's got lots of resources the rest of the world doesn't have, and also loads of people. So, India is a very prospering nation, and pretty soon it could become one of the top world powers if it gets a bit bigger. You know, it might have some competition sometime in the future, but who knows? Again, they are definitely just sticking to the coast. There's those Indian mountains. I think the western ones and the eastern ones. Don't really remember what they're called, but yeah. And I think to end it off, I do plans of this video. I did not think it'd take that long to do that war. Crikey. I've got more wars planned. Orange Team expanding their Somalian Ethiopian holding. Well, it started with Djibouti, but oh well. All the way around here, so it is really big now, and it's got a large population of people who are all also following their Sun religion, so that is very encouraged by the Orange Team. Anyway, I think we might as well get around to doing the major cities update. Sorry for making this video a bit longer than usual. Yeah, hopefully you like the war. I haven't really done a big war like that before. Well, I know I haven't. No, I haven't really. I just haven't. So that was a cool experience, I think, for me. They're going to put their capital over here. Granada Nation have their capital over there. Going to give them a major city over here as well, because the Moroccans took theirs. And there's the Moroccan capital city. These guys, like, how do they manage this? They're just incredibly good at managing to steal other people's land. Not steal it. I suppose it just looked really inviting in their country. And everyone was like, oh, I think we should go around there, shouldn't we? I did again. I did what I did last time. But if you double click, it takes you off the Paint app, and then it just gets rid of the recording thing, so that's really annoying, but all it means is I have to add the two videos together, because this is a separate video now. So it's not the worst, but oh well. It's like the tiniest bit left of the video, and it does that. So I'm a bit annoyed, but it's not the worst thing in the world. And it doesn't matter to you guys, really. So, yeah, world looks really cool now. Lots of new Iberian nations. And I think I might end it off about here. This nation over here. You might have thought they were going to do something. Absolutely not. They're just cold, impoverished, and unhappy. I used some other words last time. I tried to remember them, and I couldn't. So that's a shame. And there you go. Alright, so if you enjoyed the video, thank you very much for watching. I said that in the wrong order. Subscribe, please. That'd be nice. Anyway, have a nice rest of your day, and see you again next time. So, thank you.